Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Morales Torres, staff member of Lucha, Libre online, and I have the honor to welcome to you my guest at this time from New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, the daughter of Chief Cherokee, Karissa Rivera. Karissa, how are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. How are you today, Mike?
Everything is doing well here. As we mentioned, Karissa, you are a second-generation wrestler. What motivated you to start working as a pro wrestler? Why pro wrestling instead of another career?
So when I was really young, I remember, I am second generation. My father wrestled in Puerto Rico as Chief Cherokee, and then when he came over to the United States, he started wrestling as Steve King with the WWF. But when I was really young, I remember I used to always watch him work out in our basement, and we used to watch wrestling tapes together. So from a young age, it was something that I always knew I wanted to pursue. And then my father passed away when I was really young from leukemia. So after that, it was just something that I always felt he left here for me to continue on in his name.
So it's basically your legacy that motivated you to start working as a pro wrestler. How did Karissa Rivera start? Where did she practice? How did she start in all this industry?
So I actually started when I was 17 years old. I started training at the Wild Simone Training Center. And then I was there for about a year and a half. And then I took some time off to go to college. I got my degree in global business, and then I was working in the finance industry after I graduated college. And I was there, and I was like, you know what, this really is not what I want to be doing the rest of my life. Wrestling was my true passion. So I decided to leave the finance company that I was working at in Manhattan and start training again. So now I train under Damian Adams here in New Jersey. And since then, I've been training now about 2 years consistently and doing shows and everything like that.
You train, as far as we research, with wrestlers like Deonna Purazzo, which is currently an NXT superstar. How was your relationship with Deonna in that moment?
Deonna is such a sweet person, and she loves to help everybody, so it was great. She gave me a lot of knowledge.
Who do you think is the person that influenced the most in Karissa Rivera's career, besides obviously your father?
Besides my father, I love Trish Stratus. She's my female wrestling icon.
That's amazing. Karissa, we recently met in Puerto Rico for the MysterioManía Tributo al Mesías event. You were in the first match, which in my opinion is basically the most important match of the night, because that actually dictates the pace of the rest of the night. Like, if the crowd's on fire in the first match, it'll be it the rest of the night. And you guys had a huge target on your back. You team up with Apollo Jr. and Boricua Guerrero to face Señor C, Black Rose, which actually recently tried out for the WWE, and then Nazareno. First, how was your experience wrestling in Puerto Rico? And second, how was your experience wrestling with those opponents and your tag team partners?
Yes, so I was extremely humbled to be able to have that opportunity to wrestle in Puerto Rico. My father grew up there. That's where it all began. So to be able to go there and wrestle in his honor, it was incredible for me. The crowd was hot right off the bat, so it was just something that I will always remember for the rest of my life. And as far as my partners go, they were also amazing. We had a great match. We had a lot of fun, and we tried the best that we could that day.
Perfect, Karissa. You have a few bookings in your agenda, but the next one is against Sonia Strong. It'll be this Saturday. What can we expect from you in this next scheduled date?
I've never had the opportunity to wrestle Sonia Strong, not yet, until this Saturday coming up. So, I'm just going to go out there, give it my all like I do every time I compete, and we'll see what happens.
That's amazing, Karissa. You recently had the opportunity, before arriving to Puerto Rico, to go in the NXT locker room, and we talked about that in that moment, and you mentioned that you weren't expecting to wrestle that day, and not even in the TV tapings. It's like, for example, when a wrestler goes in the NXT development system, without being part of the system. It's like sometimes they go, they visit, they stay there, and sometimes they're not booked, or when they book, they go into dark matches. But you had the privilege to go your first time, and you got booked in a TV taping match against Lacey Evans, which is currently in the WWE main roster. First of all, how was your experience in the NXT system? How did people treat you backstage? And second, how was the experience to wrestle in front of the Full Sail Arena against Lacey Evans?
Yeah, I am very, again, humbled and appreciative for the opportunity that NXT gave me to bring me down there and to actually, have a match for me. And I was able to compete against Lacey Evans. Everybody back in the back, they were amazing as well, very helpful. And Lacey, she's a strong competitor. I hope that down the line that I do cross paths with her again. Maybe the result will be a little different that time, but you know what? You got to give credit where credit is due, and she's a tough competitor, and I'm not surprised that she's on the main roster because she really deserves it.
Karissa, you are an amazing wrestler. We've seen you compete in different places. As we mentioned, NXT was one of them. Is Karissa Rivera interested or focused in WWE as her next big goal?
You know what? I'm keeping my options open, so I'm just taking it day by day. My focus right now is just to train and to better myself and to continue to stay busy wrestling on different live events. So we'll see where this year takes me.
Perfect. To all the people out there that wants to know more about Karissa Rivera, where can they contact you regarding your social media?
My social media, my Instagram and my Twitter account is both Karissa, Karissa, _, and then Rivera, Rivera. And then my Facebook account is just my first and last name, Karissa Rivera.
And to all the promoters out there from Ecuador, Panama, Chile, Argentina, Peru, basically everywhere around the world that want to book the services of Karissa Rivera, where can they contact you?
Yeah, you can contact me on my email, which is, again, my first and last name, Karissa, Rivera, Rivera, 14
Karissa Rivera 14.com, right?
14@gmail.com.
Perfect, Karissa. It's been more than a pleasure to have you as our guest, and we wish you good luck not only in your next big thing, which is this Saturday, but in the rest of your career. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.